Hey, welcome to another edition of the AK Option Trader. I'm glad you are here, glad you are watching. Hope you had a great week trading. It was a short week, 4 days. And we had a strong, stinking rally on Thursday. And actually caught me a little bit by surprise. I expected a pretty good sell-off there at the end of the day, Thursday, going into a 3-day weekend. It did not happen. We just had buy. Word on the street was that the most of the traders on the floor left early, but apparently there was enough left there to keep the momentum up. Not a lot of selling. I thought a lot of people wouldn't want to hold over this 3-day weekend. I was wrong. I was off, and I was looking to get into a play near the end of the day there. Thought I'd make a quick little catch on some put somewhere, but I didn't do it because it never materialized. I waited for it, and nothing ever happened. So let's jump right into her now. Here's the VIX. You can see huge gap down. It blew right through our little channel line that we've been working with here for the last couple months, since January basically. In this region we've been playing pretty good. We have broke through it before, but we have never closed beneath it. We closed beneath this convincingly, leaving a huge gap. One thing I want you to note, if you look back on the VIX gaps tend to close quickly. 1, 2, 3 days, 1, 2, 3 days. You get a VIX gap, it tends to close awfully quick. This one was a long one, and this was almost a month. But generally, when you look back in the history of the VIX, the gaps, especially recently, tend to close quickly. So keep an eye out for that. I mean, look at right here. And this isn't really a gap, but this is a daily chart. But especially recently, if you look back at them. So gaps tend to close quickly, so let's keep an eye on that. 36.53. You know, relatively over the years that are currently right now in the climate we're in, that isn't that volatile. But let's look historically, as I've done in the past. The VIX is usually down in this range here. Then we had the rally up into this range here. In 08, it's been pretty volatile, of course. Then we had the big move up here, and now we're kind of in a new area here. So we could move our range up to 52.50, but I like to keep it down in this area here. This is a pretty good base. You can see what I based it off of here. Some of our highs. It's a pretty strong area. So this is one to keep an eye on. So let's see what it's done to the rest of the market because of that. Let's go back to our 1 year, and let's go to the Dow. Jump right in Dow. You see the Dow has also blown up above our resistance line here. Pretty decent resistance, 79.36 or 8,000 we can call it. On decent volume. That kind of surprised me a little bit, was the volume. I'll put this on so you can see our average volume. Pretty strong volume here on Thursday, pretty strong volume here. Two up days with strong volume. That, my friends, is bullish. That is a bullish signal to me. We still have our downtrend lines here. We still have not made a higher high off of this right here. And I cannot say we have turned the corner until we make a higher high off this. On the same side, we have not made a higher low. So we haven't made a higher low. So we got to see what happens when we drop off of this. Eventually we will turn off of this and drop. Will we drop down in the 72.50 area, or will we retest the 6,500 area? That's what we need to watch. Right now, we've got this base here of this downtrend line is going to serve as support for us, and we've got this right here, the 79.36 is going to serve as support for us. So right now a little bit bullish. I wouldn't be surprised to see a pullback, but I think a little bit bullish. But after a big day like this, I wouldn't be surprised to see a nice sell-off. A 240 point day would not shock me at all to see a sell-off on Monday. Maybe a little bit of profit taking by the guys who took the long weekends, coming in and selling. This is kind of messy, so let's get rid of some of the studies on here. Alright, so here's our S&P. You can see we're in that channel still. Came bouncing on. This is another thing I want to point out. I have never seen a market come down, make their bottom, and just head straight up without retesting that bottom to form a true bottom. I just have never seen it. I've looked back at the charts quite a bit back in history, and there's almost always a retest of this bottom. Maybe once or twice you've had something similar to this, but it always pounds out a base, and we haven't seen that yet. So I'd be expecting another test of this sometime. I don't know when. Right now we are in this channel, this nice up channel right here. Broke through our downtrend line right here. You can see we broke through this a long time ago. Formed a bit of a diamond right here. See this right here? And we blew out of the diamond. We are now way up in here. We still got a ways to go to form a new higher high, which is going to be up here in the 940, 950 area. But we are moving up. I could see us come back down to here, maybe retesting the 50% retracement, moving up again. So it's possible. I see more bullish signals than I've seen in the past. Am I 100% bullish? No, not until we make that higher high like we have in the NASDAQ. Now, could it be debated that this isn't a higher high? Yeah, I've heard some people debate it, but I'm calling this a high. Here's the second attempt at a high. Here's a third attempt. Then we made our low, and now we have broken through this. But we did it on one bounce. Now, most people, I guess, would say that is a bullish move. Makes me nervous. I think it's too fast. I think it's too much too fast. And I don't ask me why. It's just the thing I have here. Put all these studies back in here. We are way, way overbought. And we have been for a long time. You can see back here we were able to, but we're in a bull market there. We're in a bear market now. So let's keep an eye on this. We're near the top of the Bollinger Bands. Wouldn't be surprised to see some selling coming pretty quick. Some profit taking coming like it did right here when we peaked out here at 1667. We had a lot of selling going on. So anyway, those are my thoughts. I'm a little bit more bullish than usual, but not all the way. Let's look at some charts. And all these have earnings coming up. Be advised, earnings coming up. Be careful when you play it. This is BGG. You can see this is in a great channel here. Right down to this area, $11, and up to the $18 area, I'd say, somewhere in there. Beautiful channel. It's been moving up and down with lots of noise in between. In fact, let's go ahead and just draw a little channel. Let's do it right here. We'll draw one from here to say right in this area here. Good safe areas. So you can see it. All the noise is coming right in the 50% retracement area. Look at that. Just boom, boom, boom. Somewhere in here, bottom down here, coming up here. So what do you think the next move is? Yep, play around up here and drop. Furthermore, did a quick little research, just a quick study. More often than not even more, I'd say most of the time, almost always, this stock gaps down after earnings. Earnings are coming up right here. Keep an eye on it. That's a freebie. I usually don't give out my earnings plays for free. I'm being generous this week. That's a freebie. CSL, this one is not optionable, but I love the channel it's in. Or pardon me, this is optional. This isn't the one. This is in a channel. It's really nice. Doing a little channel action. Look at this 50, how it played it right on the gap. It's just being a nice area. Wouldn't be surprised to see it move up here and then maybe drop down right into here. So just keep an eye on it. Watch this one for channel play. Every time it touches up here, I'd be looking to go short. Every time it touches down here, I'd be looking to go long. CSL, Carlisle Company. CASB is the next one. This is the one I meant to tell you was not optional, but I love the little wedge it's forming here. I think it's going to break out. It's a $3 stock. Be a great one. I like shorting and playing these short or long because of the price of them. $3. You know, you can buy 100 shares. It's $334. Buy 1,000 shares, $3,340. So it doesn't cost much, and you can play it. You can short it, go long. I think it's going to break out. To which side? Right now, if I'm looking at the indicators, I say it's going to break out downward. It's real low volume right now with this up move. You can see it's been mostly in an uptrend here, but with low volume. And the last breakout had our last drop had pretty good volume. So I'm going to say to the downside. So this might be a good one to short CSB, and we're going to finish with another C one today. And this one's got earnings coming up as well. CAT, Caterpillar. I just like this. I like this because of fibs. The way it plays on the fibs really nicely here. Uses them really nice. And generally, here we go. After the April earnings, the stock generally has a rally. In fact, let's look at it. Let's just do that for fun. Let's look at the last 3 years. I've got, how much time we got? We got about a minute. So let's look at the last 3 years on this right here, okay? Zoom in. So, last 3 years of this time frame. Here's May. Oh, we got to go to the daily. Sorry about that. Got to finish up here. All right, so last 3 years. Let's look at May. Here we go. April, May. So here you go. Here's earnings. You can see a nice pop, right? So here's coming. Here's April, May earnings. Boom. Nice pop. Let's do one more. Let's see if it did it again. Here's April earnings. Right up, not right after, gap down, and then nice pop. So last 3 years. So anyway, just keep an eye on that one. And I also like the fibs. Wouldn't be surprised to see it go down going into earnings. Maybe end up in here or this area here. Then I'd be expecting a nice pop. So those are the plays. Remember, these are all earnings. Be very, very cautious. Maybe not play through earnings. That's risky, but play into them. Or if they're set up like I showed you, they may be possible plays. So anyway, hope you guys get some, make some money off that. Hope you had a great Easter. And remember the reason for this season. This is the AKA Option Trader signing out. Trade well and prosper, people.